Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and thanks for tuning in. Welcome back to Aaron's Weapon of the Week, sponsored by Raven Rock Armory. Let's get right into it. Today, we have the Spikes Tactical AR-9, specifically the ST9. Tony, why don't you get in here and give us a closer look into the gun before we delve into it. We're going to be talking about all the aspects we can of this thing. I know it might look pretty familiar, a standard AR-9, but we have this integral suppressor here that I will be going into later in the video, so stay tuned if you want to hear a little bit more about that. But today I figured, this is my personal rifle, so I've shot it a bit. I wanted to talk about it because I think it's pretty unique as far as AR-9s go, and any fan of 9mm would probably find this interesting, and if not, I hope you find something else that speaks to you. But I figured I would talk about this gun going butt to tip, saving the best for last, because got a lot to say about the suppressor. So if we start here, it looks like your average AR-9. This particular one, Spikes Tactical, this only takes Colt magazines. Now I do believe there is a newer one, I think it's called the Recluse or something like that, that will take Colt magazines and Glock magazines, so that's really awesome. But for mine, it's a little bit older. It only takes Colt mags. So if you start here at the stock, you're going to have your normal expanding stock with your lever, and then this lever here is going to just lock it in place. That's pretty nice. As far as stocks go for something that comes on your firearm, this is a pretty nice one with your QD attachments and your rubber butt pad. So I don't really have too many complaints about this at all. And then if we go into the back here, the safety selector is super crisp. I'll try to get, that sound there. It's just super nice. Trigger, it's pretty basic here. Yeah, it's not good, it's not bad. I don't mind it, especially for a 9mm. I don't need anything special. My pistol grip here, it's hard plastic with a little bit of stippling. I prefer something rubber, but this came on for this and it does the job, so I have no problem with it. The magazine release, it's really nice. Charging handle, nothing too fancy at all. It's going to be, ambidextrous. It feels pretty normal. And I've got my irons on here that co-witness with my EOTech, so no matter what happens, I'll always have something to fall back on. The only things that I have added to this rifle is going to be my EOTech, my charm, and the foregrip. So everything else you see here is going to be absolutely stock, minus the sling, of course. So if we go into it here, you got a nice quad rail here, and I really like the quad rail for a bunch of different reasons. I can put whatever I want on here, my laser, my flashlight, my PEG 15 if I have one on here, a lot of avenues, for example. And I have on here these rail covers that came with the firearm. They're super nice to smooth it out for, handling and whatnot. I keep them on there because I think it really helps with the look. Even though I have my foregrip here, I don't normally touch the handguard whatsoever. But if we get in closer here, obviously I'm sure you've realized that this is a 16-inch suppressor. So it's going to cover the whole length of the barrel. And that makes it so quiet when you take shots with this thing. All you're going to hear is the action. I haven't shot subsonic rounds through it, so I'm sure it might be even quieter, but you just hear tapping, that's all I hear when I fire this gun. So I think as an overall package, it's super duper quiet, and it's a nice compact size as far as a full-length AR goes. So I don't have too many complaints about it. But, when I did go shooting with it, because I've shot this thing probably around 5 or 6 times, and I've tried to sight it in, but with this length of suppressor here, I'm not a tech or anything like that, so I don't know exactly what the problem is, but I do believe that it has something to do with the baffle system in here. This particular one could be defective, and I'm not sure, but how I got to that conclusion was, I'd go to the range with my EOTech. I was trying to sight this in starting at 25 yards. So I get it signed in, ready to rock at 25 yards, and I would bring it out to around 50 feet, try to get sighting in at there, but it would just veer off completely to the left. So I'd bring it back at 25 feet, sight it in, and then it still would go to the left. I'd bring it out at 50, would go to the left, I'd sight it in, bring it back. I did it around 6 or 7 times, and it still could never get, my shots to line up. So with that being said, I do think that there's something wrong with the suppressor system. I'm going to have to get this particular one checked out by somebody because this is such a really unique, cool rifle. Just looking at it, it just looks so badass to me. It's a shame that I can't get as many rounds off of it as I want to. This is something that I want to be able to depend on if the situation ever came to be. But as it sits right now, it's just a badass looking paperweight at this point. So Tony, let's see if we can get. I'm trying to get the lighting right. If we can get a better look on the handguard and suppressor, I just want to really showcase, how it just looks so mean and tough, and I just have, obviously I'm just speaking cosmetically because, it is cool. I just wish I could use it. It's suited up and ready to be used, and I can't. But hopefully one day I'll be able to get this in the shop and see what's really wrong with it. Might have to send it back, but the process on how to get this firearm is the same as if you were going to buy a can. So you'd have to pay for the full price of the rifle plus the $200 tax stamp, and then you'll have to wait however long the amount of time is. Sometimes it could be months. Recently, I've heard it's been days to hours till you can get your cans back. But when I originally bought this years ago, I had to wait around 8 months to finally get this in my hands, and then it doesn't work right. So it was kind of disappointing, but I am glad I have it because I'm sure it'd be a fairly easy fix. Also, I want to showcase Tony, my gun charm here.
You don't see a lot of them either.
Standard issue with badasses like myself. Everyone who's anyone, I'm pretty sure, has something akin to a gun charm on their weapon. Almost mandatory. Almost mandatory. I'll forgive you if you don't have one, but I would have one on everything I have. But anyways, that's just a quick rundown on my AR9, specifically the Spikes Tactical ST9, which I've kitted out with just EOTech and the grip and the sling. Everything else is stock, and it's a pretty sweet package overall. But that was the gun of the week by Raven Rock Armory. And I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe. Any little bit helps. Share the video, tell your friends, come check us out. We have a bunch of videos and shorts. I think we have shorts every day. So we'll have a weapon of the week every week, like we've been doing. And the more we get it going, the more cooler stuff I'll be able to show you guys and get some range time on it and actually tell you how it shoots, how it functions, versus me just telling you how cool a gun looks, when I'm sure you've seen plenty of AR types out there. So thank you guys again for checking us out, and we'll stay tuned, and we'll see you on the next video.